What up, y'all? Welcome back. This is Corvo File Notice Media, and today we're going to be talking about a good little article of Rian Johnson going to be directing his own Star Wars trilogy. What's happening? How is this happening? I guess Disney totally digs what he did with The Last Jedi. I know that movie was very decisive in the Star Wars community and all that good shit, but I can just say that through my own experience, at first I liked the movie, and then every single time I saw it after that, I hated it more and more and more. And that is definitely a movie that does not benefit from repeat viewings. You see The Last Jedi, and you're like, oh man, they switched it up. They didn't do what we thought we were going to do. And then you watch it a couple more times, and you realize they're just doing it on purpose. And it's not a good movie. None of it really makes sense. There's tons of things that don't make sense, and there's quite a few bad scenes anyway. But in general, at first I was happy with it, but as time goes on you see the flaws in it big time. But anyway, enough about that. The title of this article is actually, I think it's April Fool's. So, Star Wars, Rian Johnson will direct first in Game of Thrones showrunner trilogy. I don't know why it says Game of Thrones. I don't know if they're trying to make a connection between that and the Old Republic trilogy that Rian Johnson's going to be directing or not, but that's what they did. That's what they said, so we'll just go with it. So let's kick off this article. Rian Johnson will direct the first installment of the Star Wars Old Republic film trilogy, spearheaded by David Benioff and D.B. Weiss. This December, the current era of a galaxy far, far away comes to an end with the premiere of Episode 9, but Lucasfilms has plenty of other content planned. In addition to live-action TV series and other prequel movies, there will be more coming through the pipeline. These will be completely separate from the Skywalker saga and flesh out canon in new, exciting ways. Stop it. Disney, you stop it. Oversaturation's a thing. I'm surprised Marvel isn't feeling it all the way yet. I feel after Endgame hits, there'll probably be a pretty big drop-off of people that have been largely going out to see these movies. All I know is Disney, you can't keep making bad movies and expect people to watch them. Solo was really bad. Solo was a bad movie, and it showed in the box office. There's just no way of getting around that. I mean, Rogue One wasn't that great. And that was the tipping point. Rogue One came out and we're like, oh yeah, there's cool aspects to this. But all in all, this isn't anything new. You're just giving us eye candy, and we want a good story. And then Solo came out, and it was just really, really bad. I was so disappointed in Solo. I wanted it to be good, but there were just too many issues in that film that wasn't good at all. And then there's talks of all these prequels. They ended up canceling prequels and all this stuff. So I don't know. Maybe they're gonna see how Episode 9 goes, and then start shoving all the Star Wars down our throats again. And maybe lose money again until they figure out that you need a good movie for people to pay for it. You can't just ride the coattails of a great trilogy from 30 years ago. But yeah, we'll see how that works. In typical Lucasfilms fashion, details about this project have been kept well under wraps. But fans now know who will be calling the shots for the first chapter in this new series. And it's someone the Star Wars community knows all too well. Yeah, that's not a good thing. Today, Lucasfilms announced none other than Rian Johnson will direct the first in the Old Republic trilogy. Originally, Johnson was thought to be developing his own Star Wars series, but it appears they were always one and the same. The studio expressed excitement regarding the development in the press release. I'm glad they're excited. Rian Johnson, who wrote and directed Star Wars The Last Jedi, is returning to launch an all-new era of the franchise by helming the very first installment of David and DB's Old Republic trilogy. The film will be produced by Kathleen Kennedy and Rian Johnson's longtime producing partner. You've got to be kidding me. So they're getting the band together of the Kathleen Kennedy and Rian Johnson. I'm thinking this might be fake. I don't know. It's April Fool's. It's hard to take these things serious, but then again, it's Hollywood. It's hard to take them serious too. Johnson's Last Jedi, of course, ended up dividing the fan base upon its release in the end of December, to put it mildly. Some viewers were convinced the director of the Star Walker saga the breath of fresh air it needed, while others felt Johnson intentionally ruined the entire franchise. Maybe. I don't think too many people thought he ruined the entire franchise, but it wasn't a good movie. Regardless of one's felt about The Last Jedi, there's no denying Johnson was willing to take some risk in the material and make bold, creative choices. And it'll be interesting to see what... Okay. No, those weren't bold choices. Those were just like kind of screw yous to screw yous. Like we built up this really big bad guy in Snoke and then he just dies. You know, like we have this really interesting plot twist that might happen where, you know, Rey and Kylo might like team up together. Nope, it's not going to happen. You know, like that wasn't a good movie. He didn't make bold choices. It was just subverting expectations to subvert expectations. And that was it. He wasn't doing it to make it good. It hurt the story. Plain and simple. It's not bold. Perhaps viewers won't be as volatile when it comes to this new trilogy since Johnson and company are working with new characters audiences are unfamiliar with. Unlike Luke Skywalker, no one has preconceived notions of what the Old Republic ensemble should do. Some may find the timing of this announcement curious since Star Wars Celebration takes place later this month in Chicago. The convention would seem to be the ideal venue to share the new movie details, but so much of Celebration will be going on to be dictated to the episodes 10, The Mandalorian. It stands to reason to believe Lucasfilms feared that perhaps the Old Republic news would have gotten lost in the shuffle and deciding to get jump start by revealing it now. No. All of those hardcore fanboys that are going to be at the Star Wars Celebration would have been pissed if they announced that Rian Johnson, the director of the most divisive film in all Star Wars films, has his own trilogy now. They would have been pissed. They would have got booed off the stage, son, if they would have done that in front of a live audience. Of course they're not going to. It still baffles me that Disney's making this move, but we'll see. It stands to reason to believe that Lucasfilms feared that perhaps the Old Republic news would have gotten lost in the shuffle and decided to get a jump start by revealing it now. As Star Wars fans closely idolize the first bits of the footage from this year's project, they'll also be theorizing to what the Old Republic movies will bring. Yeah, I mean, people are really looking forward to the Old Republic. I mean, the Old Republic video games were amazing. I'm going to find it very hard to believe that they're not going to be pulling aspects of those video games. There's amazing comic books. There's tons of books. So it's really like, as much as I don't want Rian Johnson to do this, I'm still looking forward to going and seeing these movies. I mean, it'll be really, really cool to see what they bring in from all these books, what they might start making canon, what they might not. I mean, we have really great characters to pull from the Old Republic. So I, for one, I'm excited but skeptical. Hopefully, you know, I never liked how they said, okay, we're gonna have one person direct Star Wars, whatever, rip off of A New Hope, and then one person direct The Last Jedi, and then another person and then the same person direct the first one to direct the third one. That doesn't make sense. Like, just give it to one director and have him finish out the story and tell the story exactly how he wants to. Like, no shit that another director came in and completely changed and did his own thing, and now this director that did the first film has to step in to do the third one and is like, what do I do? So, I mean, I'm not opposed to seeing a whole trilogy by Rian Johnson. That's fine. I mean, just as long... I mean, if you want to keep cute furry animals in it and stuff like that, that's fine. But let's just not push agendas that they wouldn't be worried about in the far distant future. Like animals racing, like a fake horse race, and how the animals... Like, that was a dumb scene. We didn't need that scene. The whole casino didn't serve a purpose. Like, that whole movie really didn't do much to serve a purpose. But at the very least, it'll be a good popcorn flick trilogy. So, and that's really sad. I never thought I'd be saying that with Star Wars, but I mean, considering the only good Star Wars movies are episode 4, 5, and 6, I don't think there's much to be super duper excited about. But we will see these movies. We will tell you what we think. We will do Spicy Butts reviews on them, because that's just what we enjoy doing for you. Our suffrage is for you. If you made it this far, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Please don't forget to like, subscribe. You gotta hit the bell to get notifications, because subscriptions don't matter anymore. But share by word of mouth. That always helps the most. Social media, that is great too. But if you like my videos and you say, hey, this guy knows what's going on in Hollywood, he doesn't look like he's a Hollywood dude, it's because I'm not, and I just bring articles I find interesting to you. So thank you very much. Have a great day. Final Notice Media.